situation. I'm lost in admiration. Could I need you this much? Oh, you're wasting my time. You're just wasting time. Something happens and I'm head over heels. I never find out till I'm head over heels. Something happens and I'm head over heels. I don't take my heart, don't break my heart, don't throw it away. Throw it away. Throw it away. I made a power and what you
allegiance to the house groove. It's the only sound that makes me move. It makes me strong. It takes me high. The music moves my soul, oh, by and by. I pledge allegiance to the house sound. It's the groove that will always be around. So I'm the one sent here to announce that you can't stop the house, the house, the house, the house, the house, the house.
Want to Is it me? Hear that? It's the soundtrack to our busy lives. But there's one thing that needs to be at the top of our to-do lists: fixing those dangerous recalled Takata airbag inflators. Millions of vehicles from 19 automakers still need to be fixed, because if they're not fixed, those airbags could cause serious injury or even death. It's not that your other stuff isn't important. It's just that, well, fixing that airbag just might save your life. Visit toyota.com/recall to learn more.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salada.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R.
What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is fresh.
Hey, Doc, over here. Remember me?
Not now, Triglyceride. I'm trying to get everybody to remember you. I'm Dr. Donica Moore. We all know about good and bad cholesterol. But how much do you know about your triglyceride level?
150. Tell him to keep me under 150.
She's right. Experts say normal triglycerides are below 150. Elevated triglyceride levels can increase your risk of heart disease. And if you're a woman, that risk goes up even more.
Don't risk it, people. Heart disease is not pretty.
As you may have guessed, the forgotten fat, triglyceride, is ready to share the attention with good and bad cholesterol.
Good this, bad that. Nah, nah, nah.
For your sake and mine, always remember to ask about the good, the bad, and the forgotten fat, triglycerides.
Hey, Doc, did they get that 150 message?
They got it. For more information on all of your blood fats, go to ForgottenFat.com.
That's ForgottenFat.com.
We all know you're there now. This message brought to you by Sister to Sister, working together for healthy hearts.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another show of DaBooth 312, broadcasting on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago and DaBoothRadio.com. Amongst all the other sites we're on, social media, you guys want to find out what DaBooth 312 is? Just go on Google and search DaBooth, DABOOTH 312, and you'll see all the sites that we broadcast from. What's going on, guys? If you're in Chicago today, it's a little gloomy out today, but you know what? It's not stopping people from the Mexican Independence Parade going on. There are hundreds, I think might even borderline thousands of people out there right now celebrating Mexican Independence Day. If you guys are out there celebrating, celebrate safely, and please remain safe and stop the drama. All right, guys, we got a great show for you lined up today. We have the president and CEO of Kite Bites in the studio. I was going to let you guys know more about his enterprise and what they got in store for you guys. They're doing great, and they're getting a lot of talk about them, and they're moving up, and they want your help to keep pushing and keep bringing the products out there. So you guys are going to get to know more about that from Elijah. So stick around for more of that to come. We also have Vincent R. going to be coming in and showcasing his new releases from Careless Records. So you want to check that out and make sure you get to hear all the new hot tracks. We have a few of those hot tracks that we've been given on our rotation. So you guys will be getting a chance to hear that. As always, we work with multiple record labels to try to get you guys the best sounds of the underground right here on DaBooth 312. Ron, what's going on with you, man?
What is going on? What's going on? I mean, it's yet another Sunday. We're here again, doing our thing.
God bless.
Yes, God bless. God bless.
I mean,
God bless everybody
that's
out
right.
there.
Every day is not guaranteed, so we need to appreciate it and live it to the fullest.
Oh, exactly. I mean, and bless everybody that's out there that's tuning in. We do this each and every week because we need your energy. We do it for you all, and in return, we give you the music. Just give us back the love. So share the show as much as possible. But how's your weekend been going so far, man?
Busy as always, man. Mm-hmm. As I tell you, I'm grinding pretty much 7 days a week between all the businesses and the radio and the music and everything. Yesterday, I was supposed to be in one of my days to relax, and that just didn't happen again. So, I mean, when you have so many things going on, what can you do? Business is business, and it's 24/7, as I'm sure Elijah will be able to tell you that as well. You know, you're always grinding. You know, you stop, the business stops, everything stops. So
Exactly.
you always have to keep moving. You know, otherwise, it's okay. I mean, like I said, I'm breathing. I'm above ground. So I'm tall enough to say I'm 6 feet above. So,
Well, I mean, it's like you said about having those blessings, and one of the things that we have talked about here at the station, in our meetings that we have, our mini meetings, and before I go any further, mad shout out to our big brother, Derek Smoking Jones. He's not here this week, but he is in our hearts and minds. And Bree, you're in our prayers. I hope you have a speedy recovery. Just putting it out there like that. But you know, one of the things great about this show is, besides us doing house music for pretty much the whole segment, we bring in once in a while folks that are doing stuff in the community, business-wise, like Robin mentioned Elijah earlier. And for any of you entrepreneurs that are really getting yourself going, let us know. We'd love to know what you're doing in the community. You know, business in the community is what's going to make the community grow. The more businesses, the more local business owners, you're going to keep money in your community and allow your community to blossom. And that is the 101 textbook in business. Where can you plant your seed to blossom? Well, if you're from that area, you got people that know you. And we are a local radio station. We're not a station that's, you know, being broadcast from LA, and we're not even in Chicago, and not talking to Chicago people, but we have a Chicago audience. We are homegrown. All of us are from Chicago here, and we're doing our thing, and we want to give back to the community. So if you know of anybody else that's in their up and coming business, they're an entrepreneur, you know, it's not just a DJ or a producer, but if you know someone that's got an actual legitimate business, hit us up, let us know. We'd like to showcase that person.
You know, that's a great point, Ron. You know, that's one of the key points, I'd say now more than ever, because we've lost so many small businesses due to all the giants out there. Everyone wants to go to the giant companies, corporations, and we lose so much from the local business. You definitely want to support your local businesses, your local business owners. They work very hard. They work twice as hard as everyone else to try to keep everything going for you guys and to keep it local in the business. Such as we are here in Brownsville. We try to support not only Brownsville, but all of the Chicagoland area and support the business owners. We're going to get to know a little bit more about one of those business owners right here. From Kite Bites, we're going to get to know Elijah. Elijah, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. What's going on, guys?
Not much. Now, I got a chance to check out your Facebook page. You guys, if you want to check them out while we're talking, go ahead and check them out. Jump over to the Facebook page. Don't lose us. Make sure you do it on another tab. Go on to Facebook and check out Kite Bites.
Actually, go ahead. Instagram. Go on Instagram.
Instagram is where you want to put them? Okay.
Yeah,
hey, go ahead. Send them where you want to send them.
Yeah, Kite Bite Edibles.
Okay. Kite Bite Edibles. So it's Kite, all one word, Kite Bite Edibles?
Kite Bites Edibles, yep.
Don't forget that S. It's KITEBITES, Kite Bites Edibles. Go check them out on Instagram. Show the love. Share it. And if you guys are checking them out right now and you heard it from us here, please give a shout out. Let them know that you heard about Kite Bites from DaBooth312. Elijah, you know, again, thank you for coming out. You're the president and CEO of Kite Bites. Now, from what I checked, it was out from, you've been established since 2017, correct?
Correct.
Okay. How did this kick off? Where did the idea come from?
So it's actually, it's two of us. And my partner went out to Denver around 420, took a cooking class on how to make edibles. And so he brought it back to Chicago, and he said, hey, basically, look what I learned. I'm like, oh, this is great. You know, I've heard about edibles, so let's make some. And then I had like a house party at my house, and I'm like, let's do like a medible day party.
A medible. I like that.
A medible day party. And it's funny, a lot of people said they were coming. It was maybe like 5 people that came, but we kept at it. And I was like, yo, this is a pretty dope idea. We should continue with it. And he then came up. He's like, we was just thinking of some names to call it. So he said Kite Bites. I'm like, okay, that's perfect. Like, we had thought of like a few other names, and they sounded stupid or whatever. But as soon as he said Kite Bites, I'm like, I like the way it rolls off your tongue. It's real easy to remember. Mm-hmm. And we just ran with it. And basically we started an Instagram page, and just like with any business, trial and error. We look back at some of the photos like, yo, this is crap. We cleaned up a lot and scrubbed a lot, and then just over time we got better just by educating ourselves and looking to see what some of the bigger companies were doing. And that's pretty much how we started. So we like to operate and think of ourselves as actually a very well established company, which we are. We operate like that. We conduct ourselves professionally in that manner when we conduct with customers and potential customers, and people ask questions. So that's
And that's very important. And I'm so happy that you broke it down like that, because a lot of your great businesses had to start somewhere. And they started off as a small local type business, and they became supported by their local communities and then grew from there. So there's so many people out there right now that do a lot of things, but they don't want to make that next step to make themselves a legitimate business. And there are so many positive attributes to being a legitimate business, doing it right. But you have to be willing to grind. And, like you're saying about going through the photos, going through, okay, this is working, but this is trial and error. You get a lot of that. And, with the two of you guys.
Three of us.
Oh, there's three of you total.
Three.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's three of you that do this. It makes it a little bit easier, but then again, you have your own difficulties because each one of you have your own mind. I'm sure you guys have your squabbles. Like, what? I like this, but I don't like that. No, but I really like this, and we got to go with it. People don't understand how much work and effort it is to put something together because they're not behind the scenes of that. But then when you showcase how great it can be, it's a wonderful thing. It really is.
Well, not just that, but then, being that you're in your mid-20s.
I'm flattered. Thank you.
You look really young.
No, I'm 37. I'll be 38 in 2 months.
Okay, well, you're as we see, you're still a young man. I mean, we're older.
Appreciate
here.
that. Yeah.
We're a bunch of old guys in this room. But the fact that there are folks that can be inspired by you. I mean, you're sitting in the chair in the driver's seat of your destiny. You can make or break your business. And the thing that a lot of communities across the United States, not just here in Chicago, but across the United States, they say, we got to get more black entrepreneurs. We got to get more young entrepreneurs. We got to get more Latino entrepreneurs. And it's gentlemen like you that are doing stuff that the community can relate to. And that's a positive. And to be on the show, to be able to talk about, your accolades and how you started and where you're going. And so if I was to say, what's the direction of Kite Bites? To be in business, you have to have some kind of projection. You have to have an image of where you see yourself. So that leads into the next question. Where do you see Kite Bites going?
Well, okay, so I'm glad you asked me that. So the way we look at Kite Bites, we're bigger than just a company who sells edibles. You can go out and you can start doing a lot of different other things. We can do this, this, and this. We want to be the best edible company in the market. We want to perfect that. But we also have three divisions of our company, edibles being one, apparel being the other, and then our third one is events, kind of like the one that you attended last weekend. With the edibles, obviously that's something that you refine over time. The menus, you look at the ingredients. A lot of people are more interested in like vegan, gluten-free items, right? You can't just always have cakes and things of that nature, right? You also want to look at what are the perishable items. Dispensaries are more so adept to only taking things that have a longer lasting shelf life versus having like brownies and cookies and dairy products. So they're more apt to having like gummies and taffies and nerds and things of that nature. So we look at that over time. We also get feedback from our customers. Hey, what do you like? What do you like to see? What do we carry? When we talk about the apparel line, we look at bigger companies of what they're having that have like, shirts, hats, urban wear, things of that nature. With Kite Bites, the name Kite Bites alone is pretty dope. The logo is pretty dope. We have some pretty good designs. The shirts that you saw us wearing, that we also get a lot of people asking about it. Also, And I always thought that, even as a business, you should brand your business everywhere you go. One of the things that advantages that I have, I believe, over a lot of competition is that I'm in the entertainment industry. I do stand up. So when I wear my shirt and I'm on stage in front of 70 to 100 people, and I'm finally on top of that, when I get off stage, hey, what's Kite Bites, by the way? Oh, I'm glad you asked, right? So it kind of works. But not only that, if we can have that, we can have our shirts, and then we have our events. Our events is more so an experience. It's not just somewhere you come and you eat edibles or whatnot. No, you come, you enjoy each other, you network. And
Hey, be careful now when you start talking about enjoying each other.
and how you see fit, we just provide a platform, right?
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, with good music, good times, good people, and the thing is, I think with cannabis alone, it's just been looked at at a negative connotation for so long that it really brings people together. I think about, when I first went to college. You think about when you went to college, right? Hey, you smoke? Yeah, you smoke? Great, let's be friends. Next thing you know, it's a room full of people smoking, and now y'all friends forever, right?
Right.
And, that's kind of like the same thing with drinking. You meet somebody at a bar, hey, let me buy you a shot. It's a good segue into like icebreaker or whatnot. So something like this with events, we bring people together. So we like to take those three concepts and conceptualize them into an idea of what Kite Bites is. And, with events, the apparel, the edibles alone, we take that. We want to grow it with the events. We want to be able to do events in different cities, not just here in Chicago.
Okay.
With the apparel, we want to have that online where you can shop it and you can wear it everywhere you want to. I'll be out in LA in a couple weeks. I will be having some apparel with me, some merchandise.
Okay.
With the actual edibles, something that, they can not only be used for recreational use, for medicinal uses as well.
I was just about to ask you. So you had different items there, not just edibles with THC, but you had CPD, things that are good for pain relief, stress relief. Can you talk more about that for the medicinal, if I said that right? Medicinal. Yeah, there you go.
Well, the difference between THC and CBD is more so something that you use. It's not really meant to get you high. It's more so like a body relaxation. And with CBD, you can use that. You can actually smoke CBD. You can use it as far as oils, things that I think you can drink it. You drink it in water, things of that nature. So we want to focus on that aspect more so with the medicinal purposes.
Okay.
Because a lot of health providers and doctors or whatnot, they're looking to kind of transition to a more holistic approach of healing by using CBD products. A lot of people are a little bit more apprehensive, and the more educated they get in this education society we live in, as far as it's Google, you can find anything you want to. So a lot of people are researching that, and then they tend to kind of deviate away from traditional drug use. Not to say anything negative towards like pharmaceutical companies, but if they can use a little bit more holistic approach with using the CBD products, they prefer to do that as well.
Now, I'm happy you actually mentioned that, but I have a question because a lot of doctors, I don't see a lot of doctors pushing it as much, because a lot of people don't realize that they're getting paid. Every time they prescribe something to you, they get a cut of that money. A lot of them are getting paid for prescribing those medications. So, I'm getting paid to prescribe these pills versus telling you to go take something more natural or have a natural approach where I'm not going to get any kind of benefit. How do you think you guys are going to be able to break that ice with the physicians and try to get that push more?
I mean, obviously, that's going to be so much, a lot of stipulations into that. And again, that's when it comes to you have to be more established. So a doctor can't just say, hey, let me go to this, vendor or whoever, or, I get some CBD, I want to prescribe to my patients. They still have practices and they still have laws that they have to abide by, what they can prescribe or whatnot. So what they'll probably end up doing is maybe getting it from a dispensary, right? So the goal is to get into dispensaries, get into the places where you can have access to it. From there they can choose how they want to prescribe it. Now I'm assuming that there will be a lot of regulations in terms of what they can prescribe. That's not something that I am too savvy about in terms of how the doctors are going to prescribe that to their patients. But I've been approached by doctors that I know personally that's asked us Kite Bites about, hey, do you guys carry CBD items? I want to start prescribing it to my patients. You know, and there's going to be, again, there's going to be layers and stipulations that you have to abide by in order to make that happen.
But it goes back to what you had said at the very beginning. When you first were in college and you met other people that smoked, you networked. Well, some of those people that you might have went to college with are doctors, lawyers, and firemen or paramedics.
Yes.
So, you know, and everybody, I mean, just about everybody knows someone that's either an elderly grandmother, aunt, uncle that is going through some kind of pain, you know, either arthritis or some kind of back pain or something like that, neck pain. And they have tried the overprescription, over the counter, the prescribed drugs, and it, you know, with opioids being a big issue in the United States, people are starting to wean away from pills, you know. So now it's like, well, what's another avenue we can go down? Bing.
Right.
You know,
and it's not just CBD; it's also THC. I mean, when we first started doing Kite Bites, once we started getting a little bit of traction, we were getting a lot of testimonies. You know, we were getting messages back, and I think one in particular resonated with me. It was a girl. She had bought a brownie from us, and she had messaged us back. And she says, "Hey, you know, I got shot in the head last year, and I have, you know, severe headaches." And none of the remedies I use or pills that I'm using working, but the brownie that I got from you guys, it made me feel great, and I've never felt like this relief in a long time. And we started looking at it like, man, you know, we out here healing people, right? So it just kind of made us a lot more confident in what we're doing. I mean, we've had people who use it for chronic pains. We have people who get it for their parents, for their grandparents. You know, there's obviously different strains of cannabis that you use. You know, indica is more so to help you sleep, help you with your appetite. And we get those questions like, is this made with indica or sativa? You know, and if it's indica, a lot of people like that because, hey, you know, this is something that, you know, I have insomnia, I need help going to sleep, you know, or I have a family member who has cancer and they need an appetite, so the indica can help you get an appetite. And that's really just understanding your product. A lot of people don't really understand what they have. A lot of people just, you know, hey, you're going to put all this stuff together and it's 300 milligrams. It's going to, you know, knock you on your butt, you know, great. And it's not really the case. With edibles, you have to really know how to eat them. You have to eat responsibly. You have to understand what you want. And then there's a lot of people who are transitioning over into, you know, more so edibles, and just the more cannabis becomes destigmatized, a lot of people are getting more involved with it. So they want to know, like, hey, you know, I've heard a lot about it. Like, how much do I eat? You know, what do I, you know, I had a bad experience with it, and it's really just become down to educate them as well.
So that would be the question. Where do people, I mean, well, of course they can go online, but see, when you read things online, it's generalized. Where would a person be able to go and get, you know, like if Rob wanted to know, Rob's got knee issues like I do. He's got pains, aches and pains. And if he says, well, you know, I'm a big guy, how do I know how much to eat? I don't want to smoke it. And maybe my job won't allow me to have, you know, depending on what you do too, where would a person go to get that information about how much they should intake and what kind and all of that?
Sure. So a good site to help research and navigate a lot of that stuff is Leafly. Leafly.com has a lot of the strains, what they do for you. They also have in regards to consumption use. So if you're someone who is a novice, you know, it'll show you how many milligrams that you should eat, maybe between 5 and 15 milligrams. You know, if you're intermediate, between 15 and 25. If you're someone who's more so an expert, maybe 50 or more, right? So you get somebody.
I'm laughing because somebody's going to be like, well, I'll just eat the whole thing.
I'm an expert.
Right. And here's the thing, you know, with edibles, especially with Kite Bites, you know, we've always went under the thing like, hey, if you're going to eat your cannabis, it's got to taste good. You know, why put all these milligrams in it and you can only eat a pinch of it and it still tastes like some grass, right? You know, this is nasty, but I'm gonna be high. Like, what? So you make it delicious, right?
Right.
And
A
where people
delicious
can
high.
actually eat it, right?
Right.
And I don't know if you had one. I don't know if you did.
No, I had the lemonade.
right.
The lemonade, and I had never had any kind of, I hadn't tried edibles.
An infused drink.
Right. An infused drink. I was thinking it was going to have an effect like alcohol would have, and it didn't. It was more, I'm still operating. It wasn't until I got home that I was like, okay, I feel a little good. a little good.
Right. Again, it's more so it's a relaxing, and that's what sativa does. Now, the difference between indica and sativa, the indica where it makes you a little drowsy, sleepy, groggy, hungry, lazy. The sativa kind of keeps you up, keeps you a little functional, alert. You just really relaxed. Personally, that's what I like. A lot of people like that, and here's why a lot of people like edibles versus smoking. Everyone has their preference, but with edibles, obviously, there's no smell, right?
Just can't let your kids get a hold of it.
Yeah, you definitely got to keep it away from use of children.
Your kid
But
be
you
going
could
to
also,
school.
if you're still busy, you can still conduct your day, and you're still functional. And it also helps you be a little bit more creative too. So people who are creators, such as myself, such as you, I'm assuming yourself as well, they use that. They can still function. They're creative. They're thinking of great ideas. You got some music playing in the background. Like, man, I never listened to this song like that before. You listen to country music. You didn't even know you like country music. Like, man, he's speaking some real stuff, right?
That's got to be some really good stuff for me. I mean,
and you a house head, right?
right. But I listen to all music.
Right.
And everybody in this room, I can contest. I mean, I just meeting you, Elijah, but I can speak for Rob and I can speak for Vince. We'll listen outside of the box because there is no box for a DJ. But the thing is, for me to sit back and say, now I'll listen to this country music, I'm gonna be floored.
Rewind that part. You like rewind that part. That was
floored.
deep.
That banjo was something else.
Yo,
Right.
nah.
You see how that banjo came in?
I think
that was real.
I think I'd be listening. I think I'd be listening to classical music before I start pumping some.
But whatever. I mean,
but you're
just
right.
Anything. It just kind of helps you
listen to
latch
some
on and
bluegrass.
appreciate the present, right? Yeah. It's like it's a
I get you.
euphoric. It's a euphoric feeling. And
It is.
Now, Elijah, let me get a little personal because I'm really curious about this. Your upbringing. Did you grow up in a high class family environment, family of money, or did you, average person, average student, and then work your way through? I'm just curious as far as your lifestyle. And the reason I ask this is because there's so many really intelligent children out there that just they're sold the idea that they can't make it, they can't do this, can't do that, and it's regardless of skin color because there's African American, there's Asian, there's so many different children out there, different ethnic backgrounds and religions that just they get that grind that where they can't do this, can't do that, but it's always great to see people overcome and to realize that we're not all given the the platinum spoon or silver spoon, in our mouth that we're given everything. We actually work hard for it, this and that. I'm just curious, your upbringing, how was it for you and where did you come from to go where you are now?
Well, thank you. So, I'm not originally from Chicago. I grew up in Southern Illinois, a very small town. It's a town called Ullin, Ullin.
Damn, I ain't never heard of that.
You heard of Carroll, right? You heard of Carroll?
Carroll?
Yeah,
Carroll.
it's about 20 minutes from Carroll, about 35 minutes south of Carbondale. It's like right on the tip.
Yeah, you way down there.
Yeah, so I grew up there. It was 6 of us. We grew up in a trailer, poor, but we was rich in love,
And that's very important.
And I had both my parents up until 13. My dad left and started a new family, but whatever, right? But growing up, I always I like to party a lot, through high school, and being so close to SIU, I was like, oh, okay, so I got people from St. Louis and Chicago, so I wanted to be around different people. So that prompted me to want to go to college, but I didn't want to go to college there, so I ended up going to Tennessee State University in Nashville, and from there it just opened up a lot of different opportunities. I never really understood about like the importance of like academics and things like that. I thought you were just supposed to get a job and just get a family, get married and retire, whatever. at 21 years old, you're not really thinking about nothing like that. But as I went to college, I'm around all of this education and black excellence and things of that nature. And I have, different professors who see something in me that I didn't even see in myself. It really kind of opened my eyes, and they're like, you can do this, and, I can see you being this one day. And I'm like, man, really? Like, I never thought about that myself. And then, just when you're meeting friends who doing other things like extracurricular, like different activities, whether they running track or whether they're part of like, the beta club or whatever it is, and you thinking like, hey, maybe I should do something like this. And then as you just progress in your career, then you get into corporate America, you just getting around a different mindset. And so I always kind of like the entrepreneurship, and I've tried different things myself, whether it be multi-level marketing or I had a grass cutting business when I was 14. That's how I bought my first car. To fast forward,
See, there you go.
See what he said?
Exactly. That is exactly. I mean, I love to hear those type of stories, and more people need to hear that and realize that you don't have to be handed everything. But if you work hard and you put yourself around in the right environment, and our brother Derek, did a video on that talking about you have to surround yourself with the like-minded types of where you want to be. It's nothing personal, having friends that are just low down, that just can't think of themselves. You try to uplift your people, but you can't always uplift all of them, but you can't let them hold you down either. Right. And you need to move on. And I've done it with some friends too, that you couldn't get them out of that gutter. You try, but they're weighing you down, and you just have to let go. And then, people look at you. So I always try to give the best. And your story is great. I love it. And I really wish you guys the best with everything, because again, everything's a struggle. And the fact that you haven't quit yet, I hope that you never quit and you keep moving, and as businesses, I know Ron hears it from me all the time about, the struggles of business and everything. You got to be your strongest supporter, because you have to support yourself to keep yourself going.
You have to have a team. It's a team that you have to have around you. Like, I don't take credit for anything, up until this point, what Kite Bites has done. I can't do it without my team. And yeah, to your point, we argue all the time, and we're all Scorpios too. That's very dominant, strong, bullheaded personalities.
Okay,
but it's good for the business though, and you need those. You need that somebody who can think outside the box to help present ideas that you may not have thought about before and different variables. So we do, but in order to have a successful anything, you have to have a team around you.
Right,
and that's not even just within business. That's even outside of business of influence.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you. Well, let's, again, let's remind everyone about Kite Bites. Where can they find more information about Kite Bites?
Basically, everything is on our Instagram, Kite Bites Edibles, that you can find out about us. We post, events, products, what we're doing, and you can DM us from there. One of us are always on there. You can contact us, or we'll respond back pretty fast.
Now, what if somebody wants to hold a edibles party? Could they reach out to you guys for that and have you guys come out and then start a Kite Bites?
Just let us know in advance.
Edibles party, okay.
Yep, they can let
I'm
us
gonna
know
definitely
in
link you with some people. That do some parties around Chicago that you could definitely network. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. All right, sounds good. Elijah, real quick, I know Ron already touched on this, but where do you guys really do see yourselves in, like, say, the next 5 years?
Well, I mean, we're excited. One thing about January, we're positioning ourselves to compete, and not just on a small scale. We want to compete with the big boys, with the players. This is a generational opportunity. I think this is what we're witnessing is modern day prohibition, kind of like what they did with alcohol. And we want to play. We want to compete. So 5 years, I say at this point, we'll probably double what we're doing this year into next year. Going to 2021 will be tripled. I think in 5 years, you'll see, perhaps maybe brick and mortar Kite Bite locations will be in different various shops, dispensaries. Our clothing line will be massive. Our events will be even bigger, where we have bigger celebrity names performing, kind of like a Bonnaroo or what you just see, the Cannabis Cup in High Times. Kite Bites will definitely be a key player with that. So,
don't forget us here.
Oh, you know what? Look, everybody who's along the way who's supporting us right now, we want you guys to, be a part of the journey as well. The support is important. That goes along with our customers. Be a part of Kite Bites. So we make sure that people, they're accessible to us. Eventually it gets to some point where we're going to be as accessible right now, but we're grassroots, and we want to be, and we are a part of the community. And so we, have people that they can actually get to us, they can see us, they can talk to us, they come to our events, we shake hands with them, we laugh with them, we drink with them, whatever. It's an experience. So we want people to grow with our company as well. And we're looking to partner and collaborate with other innovators within the industry as well.
Well, sounds real good. Well, we wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll be seeing a lot more about Kite Bites.
I appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
All right, guys. We're going to be giving you guys some more of these new hot tracks from the underground. Stick around right here for more to come, and we're going to have Vincent R. from Karis Records on the show. You're listening to DaBooth312, WIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, and DaBoothRadio.com.
House Nation. Nation. Don't Well, here we are again, and I got to tell you, Jim, this match has me really concerned.
That's right, Ron. In one corner, we have a powerful heavyweight, a train, weighing in at a whopping 6,000 tons. And in the other, this hasty lightweight challenger, a car, at just 1.5 tons.
This does not bode well for the car or the people in it.
Ron, this is one of those rare moments where I actually find myself at a loss for words.
This driver can't think he can beat a train.
I can hardly bear to watch.
It's no contest. Every day, people are injured or killed trying to beat a train at rail crossings. Trying to beat a train is more dangerous than you think. See Tracks, Think Train. For more safety tips and information, visit ctracksthinktrain.org.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello. Hey, I'm Dua Lipa. Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salade.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
Hi, I'm Clint Black. Have you heard of Rett syndrome? I hadn't until my niece Courtney was diagnosed. Rett syndrome is a neurological disorder which occurs mostly in girls. It's often misdiagnosed as autism or cerebral palsy. Rett syndrome strikes without warning. A girl with Rett syndrome starts out as a happy, healthy baby until 6 or 18 months of age, when something goes terribly wrong. She loses the ability to speak, use her hands to play with toys, or even feed herself. She may also lose the ability to walk. A girl with Rett syndrome makes constant hand washing or hand wringing movements. By the time she is 3 years old, a girl with Rett syndrome is severely handicapped. The International Rett Syndrome Foundation hopes to find the families affected by this devastating disorder and provide care and research that will make a difference. Research is urgently needed to accelerate treatments and find a cure. Please call 1-800-818-7388 or visit rettsyndrome.org today. Your help is our hope.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to...
Got to turn my mic first, man.
I almost said something. Well, he hasn't even touched the edibles yet. All right, guys, welcome back to the Booth 312, broadcasting on WIT 88.9 FM in Chicago and DaBooth312.com, all over the world through the internet. That's right, guys. On the cameras right now, you probably see him. If you don't, you will see him soon. It's the little midget.
Wow.
Nah, it's my boy Vincent R from Careless Records.
Wow. You know, I've embraced my my short or my vertical challenge life and done quite well with it, to be honest with you.
When he goes vertical, no, it's okay.
I'm trying to stay vertical as much as possible. I mean,
I bet you're tired, man. You know, after being last night and then coming back out here today with us. But hey, I appreciate it, man. You know,
it's part of our lifestyle, isn't it? Usually late nights, early mornings.
Got to hit those reverse edibles, man.
Reverse edibles. Wow.
Well, you know, most edibles, most of the stuff is actually known as more downers, right? For most people. So, you know, the fact that we were educated by Elijah, we know now there's two different types. So you need to understand what the hell you're intaking.
Now, with us being,
he has not
talking
yet.
With us being involved with this show and talking about edibles, please be responsible when you're out there. Do not eat edibles. I did not mention this while Elijah was on, but don't eat edibles and then get behind the wheel. Okay, that you're still under the influence. I gotta say that because I don't want that coming back on us in any way, shape, or form. That you promoted edibles. We've had some people that made wine come on the show. Local wineries have been here, and we've said the same thing. So I'm gonna look at the camera. If you are on anything unnatural, like fruits and vegetables. Cannabis is not. It is natural.
It's natural.
But
It's
it's not
perfectly natural. It's even organic at
It
times.
is, but it's not going to be found in corn. Okay, it's not going to be found. It's not going to be found in your sugar. It depends on what sugar. But I'm saying this without digging a hole. Be responsible. Be an adult. It is not for children. And if you are a child underage, do not mess with edible.
But if you look at the stuff, the way this stuff is given, this is stuff we ate as kids, and kids still eat this. You really have to be responsible when you have stuff if you have kids around you so they don't get into it.
Yes, don't leave your Fruity Loops. Don't leave your Fruity Loops out.
The gummy bears. And,
Right. And then your son or your daughter be coming in from school talking about snacks. And you're
And I'm still hungry. But yeah, I get it. All right, guys. Let's talk about Vince's new release here, because it's about his medicine. It's about my medicine.
Absolutely, it is.
Great title. Vince, exactly. It just rolls right in. So we got a perfect play right there for today.
I'm going to see if I can find this photo I came across that I had saved earlier. It was actually hilarious. And talking about cannabis and the fact that how often have you ever heard about anybody overdosing on cannabis?
Never.
It's usually like if you in the picture I got, the meme, it was like if you laid out 100 joints, people would smoke the first 4, and by the time they got to that point, they would have ordered the pizza and forgot about the other ones, lost the lighter, and it's like
or just passed out.
Yeah, or just passed out. It's like you never hear of anybody, a negative impact.
Yeah, the only way, and this is what we're talking a little bit about off air about the negative impacts. Usually come into those that are doing the underground type medicinals or whatnot. Same thing with smoking cannabis. The ODs, a lot of them was because stuff was laced. It was laced with other items, and you got it illegally from the street. And Dope Man laced it with something because he wants you to come back to him, so he made you hooked on his product. That's why his is different than the others.
Or he trying to make the extra money, so he put shit in there. Oh, sorry. Put stuff in there, so
yeah. So and again, it's to make you come back to him. So it's laced. It's not the natural product. Yeah. It's the laced product, laced item. So that's where you have those issues. So yeah, I get it. I definitely understand that. But again, be smart in whatever you're ingesting. Anything you're intaking, whether it be liquid, solid, or smoked. Be conscious where you're getting it from and what you're actually taking.
Exactly. Know your source.
Be responsible.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about My Medicine. This is a new release coming out, I believe, in 2 weeks, you said?
Yeah, we got a couple weeks. That'll be the final release date for this. It's called My Medicine. I actually, a little backstory on this. I came across this vocal. The vocalist, his name is Ryan Conlon. He's got some music out. It sounds completely different, but I came across this particular vocal on a sound pack that I was able to get my hands on.
Country, right?
Yeah. It sounds almost country, right, the name? But wait till you hear it. As soon as I heard this vocal, I was hooked. I was in love with it. So when you guys hear it, you'll understand.
And you got to understand something with this guy, with Vincent R., if he says, because I know him for so long, Vince gets bored real quick with music.
Oh, yeah.
And if he says that track caught his ear, then the gerbil and the wheels started to grind in the head. And, okay.
That was me, sorry.
But I will say, working with this guy, it's going to be something good that you're about to hear. So just stand by. Just stand by, everybody.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't put out garbage.
You guys will
you
enjoy
haven't
this.
had your daily dose. We are going to give you your daily dose of My Medicine. So stick around right here. Okay, should we make him wait or should we give it to him? What do you think, Vince?
Well, I say hit him hard, man. Boom.
All right, let's give it to him right here, right now, by Vincent R. and Careless Records, My Medicine.
the world. My medicine. I've been up and down and back around again. All the things I tried except the simple truth to let my feelings show and open up to you.